Out on the streets with my head in my hands. I've got no plan, only to see you again. Don't get me wrong, sometimes I like being kicked on the ground. I'm not that strong, but then I come to my senses. Yeah, I'm coming. You can feel my power, and I feel what is real when she feels me. And I feel what is real when she feels me. And I feel don't be afraid. Don't do that man with the scar on his face. It's a charade. It's just the way you've been living. Yeah! I'm coming. You can feel my power. And I feel what is real when she feels me. And I feel what is real when she feels me. Yeah. And I feel what is real when she feels me. And I feel what is real when she feels me. Yeah. And I feel what is real when she feels me. And I feel what is real when she feels me. Yeah. And I feel
Hi everyone, Dan here, and I just wanted to put a little snippet about AstroWorld and what we do because I want to start getting the word out because I think it's becoming more and more of a giant community, and I want to get the word out to some other people. So what we do at AstroWorld is We hold astrophotography chats on Wednesdays at 9 p.m. and Fridays at 8 p.m. Eastern time. And we just talk astrophotography. Wednesday's more of a techie kind of advanced intermediate, and Fridays is more of a newbie kind of thing. So if you want to check us out, and if you want to, hang out with some semi-decent people that like to go off the rails a little bit and have fun while they're doing it, come check us out at AstroWorldWeb.com, and you can check out the schedule, and you can sign up for all the free giveaways that we do. We just gave away an Eagle 4 Pro, an Optilong filter kit, Charles Brackenstein's books, and a whole bunch of other stuff. So come to AstroWorldWeb.com, hang out with us, have a good time, and as always, remember to keep imaging, keep educating, and clear skies. And I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
All right. Where did my color go? Got your head in the sand. You can't be in control, using a powerful hand. I wanna be you, I wanna see you. Don't taste the kisses of hate. Don't try to tell me, don't try to sell me, don't try to say it's too late. You're gonna push me to the edge, back me in a corner, making me stand in your shoes. Push me to the edge, hot little color, it's black and white and blue. Black and white and blue, yeah. All right. Cat learns to ring a bell. Rat gets free from the maze. We can be taught to love. We've got to learn the way. I wanna see you, I wanna be you. Don't taste the kisses of hate. Don't try to tell me, don't try to sell me, don't try to say it's too late. You're gonna push me to the edge, back me in a corner, making me stand in your shoes. Push me to the edge, hot little color, it's black and white and blue. Black and white and blue, yeah. I wanna be, I wanna see, don't taste the kisses of hate. Don't try to tell me, don't try to sell me, don't try to say it's too late. Push me to the edge, back me in a corner, making me stand in your shoes. Push me to the edge, hot little color, it's black and white and blue. Yeah, black and white and blue. You're going black and white on the edge, back me in a corner, making me stand in your shoes. Push me to the on my telescope now. Get what's wrong with this thing.
Lost Lone Ranger, can I break this spell? One thing right, I make two things wrong. If I want that fine line, I will always take the ball. If I just step, I can hear from the right. I sleep all day long, and I'm breathing through the night. I've seen a lot of bankers, and I've seen a lot of cops. I've seen a lot of lawyers pull out all of the stops. I've seen a lot of children with their parents in their hands. I've felt a lot of women who refuse to understand. Well, I don't think I understand why we're making such a fuss. And I don't think I understand what's come of all of us. And I don't think I understand why we take this world for granted. I just want to get right back to Guitar Players Planet. You see it in the papers, you read it every day. The riots and the fires going on in South LA. The muggers and the government, they're all wanting the same thing. They take you for your money, whatever else spring. And I don't think I understand why we're making such a fuss. And I don't think I understand what's come of all of us. And I don't think I understand why we take this world for granted. I just want to get right back to Guitar Players Planet. Take me. Making such a fuss, and I don't think I understand what's come of all of us. And I don't think I understand why we take this world for granted. I just want to get right back to Guitar Players Planet. 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 Guitar Players Planet.
Are you ready for the next solar eclipse? October, annular eclipse. Up. Don't let your glasses fall off when there's a solar eclipse. You might hurt yourself. Let's try that again. Are you ready for the next solar eclipse? Are you ready for it? October 14th this year is an annular eclipse, followed by April, another total solar eclipse, and you can get your own branded AstroWorld telescope solar glasses made by American Paper Optics today on the website, AstroWorldTelescopes.com, or give me a call, 516-273-3771, and we can get you a set of 4 of these for $9.99. Come on down again, AstroWorldTelescopes.com, and keep imaging as long as you don't have a solar shade on. Keep educating in space, guys, and we'll see you next time.
Seems to me that I have lost my friend. Got the sunset on the highway again. Then I get lost on a long summer day. I must go back before it's too late. You're afraid you're feeling alone. Time and space can never unfold. The holidays can ring in your fear. The ghostly embrace can only mean tears. And I've got a new way to choose. I'm gonna start running back to lands of blue. Oh, na 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 na. Sitting at the lake, I'm feeling confused, but I had my resolve, so I played Mr. Blues. But I'm afraid, what might be true, that I might never be back Seems to me that I've lost my friend.
It's gotta mean something. It's gotta.
All right. How we doing, everybody? What's going on? We are here again. It's crazy. It's a crazy night. We are 2 episodes away. 2 from episode. Oh, we're now 2. I guess 3 maybe if you think about it. We're not done with this one yet. But we're 3 nights away. 3 AstroWorld nights away from episode 300.
I know, man. It's
300.
I still can't get over this.
That's the same amount of episodes that Supernatural had.
Wow. Seriously?
15, yep, 15 years, 300
15
episodes.
Oh, yeah.
It ended on episode 300 on the nose. But
dang.
Yep. One of my favorites of favorites. So welcome everybody to AstroWorld TV on Wednesday night. So I see a lot of people in the chat already. We got 15 or so people in there. So welcome to Nikon Jax, Dennis, George, Dave. I think I saw Tom Peter in there. A couple other people. Welcome everybody to the show. And today, Rich Hubley, I see he's in there. Mark, what's going on? If I missed anybody, I apologize, but that's my quick gander at the chat right now. Tonight, I mean, Eric, you came up with it. So tonight we're going to be going over a little bit of the workflow part 2, right? Yeah. So
part 2.
Because we kind of started and we kind of ran out of time, and this may be I think this is going to be a multi-night kind of
It could
thing.
very well could be, because you can only hit so much in so much time.
Yeah.
And you know, I want to answer questions, and I want to touch on a few things. Another thing about this is looking at and getting input from the viewers and, you know, and our subscribers and everything about, also, because you guys, even though Dan made fun of it, you guys had an initial look of like my PixInsight, you know, workspace. And
it's all out of love, man. It's all out of love.
I know. But it also brought up some very good thoughts for me. And one of them is to minimize, to be a little bit more minimalist and see what others utilize more often, you know, to maybe bring down the number of icons. Now, I have brought down that number of icons because a lot of them were like say Bill Blanchard's, you know, all this PixInsight, his pixel math stuff in Mask. But what do a lot of you use, like in common, like some common things like that, but to shrink down that number to maybe improve or speed up your workflow and just focus on certain items? I mean, for me, of course, the main 3 or 4 for me, of course, would be, you know, the exterminators, possibly SPCC, SCNR, and of course, histogram, you know, transformation, and things like that. But there's also other parts such as, you know, contrast, you know, adding in, you know, so that would be like LKE, I believe, or LHE rather, and others. And I want to hear from everybody, and thus we can get some input and we can chat about these things. Maybe we can have some good topics and conversations that may stem from this stuff that can also improve the content of the show and add on, you know, some extra thoughts that we can all discuss, not just maybe tonight, but maybe moving into Friday or maybe even future weeks, you know, things like that, to just have, you know, a little bit more focus on, you know, astrophotography and all the different aspects of it. So that was my thought, Dan, is,
no,
you know,
it's really a great idea. And it gets us a little bit back on track to a little bit more in depth of the astrophotography process, because I think that's one of the things we kind of got away from. I remember in the beginning of the show, we would do like, what's a flattener? What's you know, what's this? What's that? Now maybe we should do just, you know, during the process, what is SPCC and what it do? Just a quick 2-minute thing. What is it?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
What is a you know, what is DBE? What is it? What's the difference between DBE, ABE?
Yeah.
You know, that kind of stuff.
Right.
But doing the process itself is a really good way, not only to show what's possible with them, but also to get more input from and information from the chat to possibly either add to the workflow, minus to the workflow, do things easier, do things differently, because there's more than one way to skin a cat. You know, many people, I guarantee you, we got a crap ton of really good imagers in the chat. And I guarantee you, none of their workflows are the same. And they all come to the end.
In many ways, there's so much like fingerprints.
Yep. And that's what it is. So I mean, it's really, really good to know that. And you know, you're not alone in this, everybody. You're not alone in it. It's a process, and some of the stuff you do have to figure things out by yourself. And if you can find it, one of the best books that I've seen that describes the processes in very, very small bite-sized chunks, not, you know, getting into the math and everything. What does it do? How does it do it? What button do I press? And that's about it. Maybe a picture or two. the RBA books, the Mastering PixInsight books, and the quick user guide that's in there, the smaller book that's in there, really goes through and it's alphabetized on all the process. If you can find it, I don't think he's printing them anymore, but you can find some out there. I have a copy myself, and I still use it today. Regarding, hey, I want to try something else. Maybe there's a different way to do things. I read about it. Some of the newer stuff isn't in there. Like I don't think generalized hyperbolic stretch. I don't think that's GHS is in there, but a lot of the main stuff is in there. So it's a really, really good book if you can find it. So go grab it if you can, even if it's a used copy. Grab it. But we do have some news, and that's a lot of it is in the sponsors because the booking of guests for AstroPalooza 2 is now closed. We are booked full, same amount of people, but different people. Some different, some not so different. We got some new prizes that are involved that that will be donated. So I want to talk about that a little bit because it's really cool. So the AstroPalooza wheel is going to be put up tomorrow. The AstroPalooza website will be put up tomorrow. And it'll tell you all the guests, the schedule, and everything, or the tentative schedule, subject to change. But depending on, because we do have people literally on that show, we have literally people in like 6 different time zones and 2 different days. so even though the show is on Saturday, and 2 of our presenters, they're going to be on Sunday. so it'll be Sunday morning when they go on, even though it'll be Saturday night for us. So it's pretty interesting. So that being said, let's just go over this real quick and get to the presenters and some of the news, because I didn't even tell Eric this. I booked our first guest for 2024 yet. I booked our first guest. So I'm back. I am back on the horse with booking guests. I know I've been slacking. I apologize to the viewers and for the people that have been viewer fatigue of just watching us and not watching all the wonderful people that we brought onto the show to make the show great. We're back. It's going to happen in 2024 and moving forward. I'm going to start booking up those Wednesday nights yet again. So again, apologize to the viewers. I lost my way for a little bit, but I'm back and somewhat stable. Somewhat stable. And I brought up my glass of wine in tribute to Pete Myers, who is working his ass off. So anyway, all right, going on. Here we go for the sponsor sheets. Here we go. Quick play. And all right, so we have sponsors, and on the 300th episode, we have a $250, and I got to clear the $250 gift card to Woodland Hills Camera and Telescopes will be given away on the 300th episode. So thank you to them, Farah and the team over there, for allowing us to do that. So thank you. So $250. So there you go. Red Giant Level, Prima Luce, Camera Concepts, and Optolong. Thank you so much. I finally got in touch with Jessica Hahn, finally. And it looks like we're going to be getting, I think it's going to be a quad. And apparently they're either out or coming out with a new solar filter.
Really?
That I don't have a lot of information about it, but once I do, I will. If I'm allowed to share it, I will. But it looks like they're coming out with some interesting solar filter. I have no details other than it's a solar filter. That's it. So that being said, Super Giant Level, every Friday night we give away a free Masters of PixInsight workshop. They just had their last one, which turned out to be a freebie yesterday. So if you missed it, you missed the free one. If you want it, you got to pay $35 now. So for $35, you get 2 hours with some of the best people in the in the processing world. So 3 people. Sorry, did I say 2? 3 people. And IP for AP, also image processing for astrophotography, started by Warren Keller and Peter Proul. Another great tutorial and source of information for processing your images with PixInsight and for Photoshop. Of course, our parent company, I guess we'll call it now, AstroWorld Telescopes has been hitting the airwaves. And just if you've seen the Sky and Telescope digital magazine for this month, you would have seen our first advertisement on there. Just so you know, ZWO is now on the website, so you're able to make pre-orders. I have nothing in stock right now, but it's going to come in as the weeks and months go forward. I will be building inventory, so ZWO is coming to us. So feel free to pre-order, and I'll get that first order in as soon as possible. So there we go. Off the Rails members, again, we can't do it without the people watching us and supporting us. Super important. And if you want to become a Patreon member, please hit us up on Patreon at AstroWorld TV. Sorry, AstroWorld TV. And our Off the Rails members, Sean, Bob, John, Quasar members, Dr. Hassan Askari and Chris Frierksen, Black Hole, Charity, George, Mike, Dave, and Dan, and Tom. And I almost lost my mic for a second. And Red Giant members. Yeah, we have 50 plus members between YouTube and Patreon, excuse me. White Dwarf, Protostar. And if you join, you get all these lovely perks. So go check it out. Cups, mugs, everything. All right, here's the first one. January 8th, Nico Carver from nebulaphotos.com is going to be coming on to hang out with us. He couldn't make it this year at AstroPalooza because he is traveling. And he promised that he would be on for a solo show, which I don't think he has done yet with us. He was only on AstroPalooza, if I remember right. And I think this will be his first solo show with us. So thank you for Nico coming on, and we'll see you on January 8th. Coming soon again. We're still waiting on APP 2.0. Said third quarter, it's now fourth quarter. I don't know. So I may just take this down until I get a concrete date. Official. Yeah, until I get a concrete date. I'll follow up with Mabula coming probably tomorrow, since I'm off tomorrow. So I may as well do it tomorrow with everything. So I'll probably send him an email and see what's up. Like we said before, Eric, you want to take over episode 300 slides?
Good.
Yeah, go.
I mean, yeah, it's like, what can I say? AstroWorldWeb.com/E300. It's happening in 2 weeks. 2 weeks, November 15th. Definitely, please, if you were plan to do so, submit your 1-minute video and testimonial regarding, your experiences with AstroWorld TV, and what we've been doing here for the past 4 years. And let us know your thoughts on all of that. Even let us know how we can, maybe improve and, change things up a little bit to help you all out. So yeah, definitely go to AstroWorldWeb.com/E300 and submit those videos, and we will play them, and share those videos on the 15th. And just keep them PG, even PG-13. It's okay, but let's not go past PG-13.
No, that's fine. No NC-17 either. And we know there's that line there. There's, like Cocoon, that kind of thing, PG-13 stuff,
Right.
No kind of stuff. And thank you, Bob, I saw you posting it. So now we have 4 videos in there. I'm going to start hitting up the vendors for some videos. So it's going to be cool. So it's going to be nice. Depending on how many videos we have, I'll split them up into 2 sections of episode 300. We got to think about something for a whatchamacallit, a schedule for 300. I don't know what's going on for it yet, but let's see. So
yeah, Yeah, we'll
figure something out. We got 2 weeks. We'll probably end up to day 13. We'll come up with something.
yeah.
So,
Yeah,
all right.
the last minute.
So AstroPalooza 2, here we go. This is the final guest list right now. So December 9, 2023, starting at 2 Eastern. Yes, I finally changed the time on the slides. So Trevor Jones, Dylan O'Donnell, Sean Nielsen, Stacey Downton, Scott Roberts, Masters of Pix Insight, Charles Bracken will be back, Dr. Sass will be back, Tom and Clark from Prima Luce Lab, and Wayne Parker. So that's 13 guests over whatever, 8 hours or whatever. Last time we ran 9, I think. So it's going to be a long day. I'm sure that other people will pop up. You never know who's going to pop up. And I'm going to leave one kind of thing, one line open for people that may just want to come on and say hi when there's nothing going on. So, but usually there's something going on. You figure 30, 45 minutes for each guest, and 9 spots. So, I mean, that's quite a number of hours. So it's going to be a lot of fun as usual, even though I'll end the show with a shot of whiskey like I did last year. So that being said, image of the week leaders. Here we go. And it has been updated to add Newman as number 1 pick for last week, which was the solar ring, right? So still tied at 6 with Dave and Tom for image of the week, followed by Greg trying to make that two-peat for the most images of the week. And there's only 4 left, if I'm right, counting right. Is it 4?
Like that.
So we got the 3rd, the 10th, the 17th, and the 24th.
24th.
That's it.
Yeah.
So there's 4 left. There's 4 left. So AZ Forerunner, Starlancer, you can walk away with it if you go 4-0. Actually, Mark, you can run away with it too. So, I mean, you got to go 4-0 though. So you got a lot of work to do. But I mean, hey, you never know. So there is the pictures of the month as they stand. Nothing has changed since Billy won in September for the West Vale, and Octobers are going to be up for vote when?
We usually do them. I believe it's actually going to be on the
Friday,
the 3rd Friday.
I mean, are they up on the site yet as pictures?
No, they are not. They're not
Okay.
up on the site yet. They will be soon.
Okay, cool. So yeah, so if we get it done, because then we will have October done, then November 24th will be done, and I'd like to have that vote finished by mid-December so I can get the calendar out and processed.
Yeah.
So once I get it out, and if we get it out by then, hopefully, we're looking at a mid-January release. So that's what I'm looking at right now. So again, thank you all for watching the show. For those of you that are new to the show, great stuff. Thank you for hanging out. Come join us on our Discord channel, which has almost, I think, 140 people on the Discord channel now. Twitter, Instagram, all that. We're on everything. Just feel free to join us wherever you get your social media stuff. So thank you so much for dealing with me for the last couple of minutes. And definitely you got to sit there and put in your episode 300 video. And it's on the link, like Eric said, at astroworldweb.com/E300. And you can drop it right in there. We got 4 in there. And I'm expecting to have at least 10 or 11, which would be nice.
We'll see. Yeah,
we'll get 10 or 11.
Awesome. That'll be awesome.
I'm sure Scott Roberts will make one. I'm sure Pete Proul will make one. I'm sure that, Charles Bracken will make one. All the people that have been involved with the show, Bob Denny. I'm sending it to all the people that were speakers. Tomorrow, I'm going to be sending them all an email. Amy Astro and all the guys and that kind of stuff. So and that's it. So tonight, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take where we left off and start up with Eric's. And before I go there, though,
yes,
Friday Constellation Night, right?
Yeah,
Friday's Constellation Nights, and you did the Apis.
I did Apis,
which it was in the south. So this week you get north. And I think what I put on the MailChimp, because I picked two, I believe I had Pavo, the fish, I think it is. Another fish.
Because I know you did Pisces.
Yeah, it's called Pavo in the South.
Okay.
And if you give me 1 second, I'll look at my email because I sent it to my email. Inbox. Now live on your channel. Payment has posted. All right, there you go. Of course, now I can't find it. Tonight on AstroWorld TV. There it is. Pavo, and how about Canis Major for you?
The big dog.
The big dog.
You can do the big dog.
Yeah, but there's some cool stuff in there, I figured. So
yeah, sure. No, that's awesome. Nope, we can do that. I don't know if you noticed, I have no facial hair now. I went baby face.
Yeah, look at that. I didn't, because it's so small on my screen, I didn't even recognize it.
So it's all gone. Yeah.
I was actually looking for the Christmas tree, but
eventually that'll get
I mean, it just went down in July. I mean,
yeah, I know. So today is, with November, it's the start of, I don't know if you know this, of like No Shave November or Movember.
Yep.
Yeah. So shave everything off so I can grow everything back all through November. But it's for a good thing. It's like for men's health, men's health awareness, cancer awareness, stuff like that. So
I'm sorry, I'm going on a cruise on Sunday, so I'm not shaving nothing off until I come back. Not happening.
Okay, I hear you.
I'll shave it after I come back. I'm not going to shave it for the cruise. So.
Yeah. Everybody was like, I couldn't even recognize myself. It was crazy. It was something. It was like, who is this man in the mirror?
Yeah, I now that I see it, maybe I need to take my glasses off and look at it. But
I was like, I don't like it. But anyway, I do want to touch base real quick on the image of the week.
Okay.
We do have now voting should now be open. Let me share my screen here really quick, and we will go to wrong button. So again, if you go to AstroWorldWeb.com and you want to go to /IOTW, or when you go to AstroWorldWeb.com, you can go to the images and image of the week contest. And let's recap really quick.
Yep.
Again, don't forget, winner of the image of the year will receive the new Optilong quad band filter, courtesy of our friend Sean Nielsen from Visible Dark CA. So again, if you are interested in getting any assistance with PixInsight, want to take your images to the next level, and like some one-on-one assistance and what, want to do a tutorial, definitely contact Sean. You can go to our website here on the image of the week page, and you can actually click onto this area, the yellow area, anywhere in the yellow, and that will take you to Sean's website, Visible Dark CA, and you can reach out to him then and sign up with him, schedule a tutorial with him. He's one of the best out here, one of the best in in the biz. He's got great YouTube videos, and he really knows his stuff. So definitely,
yes, he does.
Out.
I love that guy. That guy's a good friend of mine, and he's a good friend of the shows. And
he is.
And don't worry, Sean. I'll be sleeping over in August again. So.
So to recap, last week's image of the week winner, it was Norm Hughes with his image of the annular eclipse that was earlier in October. It was mid-October, October 14th. So this was just a great image of what we call the solar ring or the ring of fire. It was a great image. So congratulations again, to Norm here on this. This was awesome. So Next image of the week is going to be announced this Friday, November 3rd, the first one for November. And we have up for our image of the week contestants, we have Nikon Jackie Donaldson. She and her image of the Cygnus wall.
Yep.
Really, really great. Awesome. We have the Crescent Nebula by Ernie Jacobs, NGC 6888. We have the Flaming Star and Tadpole Nebulae by Josh Kovac. And last but certainly not least, we have the Ghost of Cassiopeia by
Hanging out
Tom
on
Peter.
the side. Look at that, hanging out there.
So great images, all four of these great entries. So thank you all for entering. And so do not forget, you can scroll, select the image you would like to choose for your winner. And we already have 2 votes. And you go ahead and just click where it says, is that your final answer? Click here. And there you go.
Only 2. Oh, it just started. So
yeah, we just started. So I got a little behind. But so we have today, tonight, tomorrow, and Friday until 9:30.
So not for nothing. Let's see. It was Tom and Dave. Dave didn't put an entry in this week. Dave. So that means Tom could take the lead in the amount of pictures of the week if he wins, and then breaks Greg Meyer's record of 6 for last year. So So there we go. So you know, I love all the pictures. All the pictures look great, and it's going to be an awesome vote. So I'm going to go vote right now. But I mean, I've been super busy. That's no excuse, Dave. There's no excuse. You need to be out every night imaging. Stop watching the Capitals. They stink as it is. And since we're on it, I'm going to share my screen real quick because I just want to let everybody know that let's see, I could quick play this, and the AstroPalooza shirt is up for sale. Now we're doing the same exact thing that we did last year. All of the proceeds are going to go to an Astro registered club on the wheel. So if you have an astronomy club and you want to be part of the check that we're going to send for the proceeds for this shirt, hit me up on dan@astroweb.com, and then what we'll do is we'll send you a check for any of the profits that go from this shirt will go to that club as a donation, labeled as a name from the members of AstroWorld TV. So that's how that will go. So there's the front, and there's the back, has all the names of the people that have been there and whatever. So it's pretty cool. So there you go. There's that. And then if you're so inclined, there's other AstroPalooza stuff. You got an AstroPalooza 2 glassy mug, wine tumbler, and shirt. That's all we got this year. I put it last year. I put in Christmas ornaments and stuff. Nobody ever bought it. They just bought the coffee mug, the shirt, and the wine tumbler. So those are the 3 things that they bought, and those are the 3 that are up there. But the shirt, all proceeds go to a registered club. And if you want to be on the wheel for that for AstroPalooza, email me your club's information at dan@astroweb.com, and I'll throw it on the wheel. So very cool, very cool. So I'm going to do all that stuff tomorrow. I got a lot of stuff to do tomorrow. Jeez.
Yeah, you do. Busy.
It's all fun. So, Eric, where did we leave off with the processing of that image?
It's
on Friday. Where did we leave it?
So we did Gragspert. We did a little bit of background traction, and so let me go ahead and I'll share my screen here, and I will load up that project here. and then I'll switch it on over.
Yep.
So just want to get this loaded, and then I'll cut on over.
Yep, absolutely.
I do recall someone asked me and had a question about AstroPixel processor when we were talking last week, and asked why I use APP compared or
Yep,
versus.
I remember the question. Yep.
Yeah, and I kind of gave a half-ass answer, or it was really vague, like, oh, I just do it and stuff like that. But it also got me thinking, because I have spent a lot of time with AstroPixel processor, and I'm going to just go ahead here and bring up, while we're doing this, I'll bring up PixInsight here and get this going. So let me just share the screen here. And hide this. Okay, so here's where we're working off of. And this is LDN 1345, I believe, is what this one was. If I'm mistaken, let me just take a look at this here. 1357, sorry, 1357. So, but when it comes to AstroPixel processor and why I use it a lot, there's a lot of different reasons. One is, and they were asking, how to, comparing it to world WBPP. WBPP is also, it's very good. I do like a lot of features of WBPP, such as simply selecting maybe a folder and it's splitting off everything. So if you have a bunch of lights, for example, say you're doing multiple filters, you're doing LRGB or SHO, you can, and if you have them all, maybe in a lights folder, and then you have subfolders like your HA03 and S2, but you can just grab the light folder and dump everything in there. Can't do that with this, but there's a few things I do like. One is that when you are doing processing, and I'm going to cancel this here really quick, and we do an integration. One of the things that was kind of difficult for me back in the day, and I don't know if WBPP has made any significant changes with this, but it came down to the process of utilizing the subframe selector.
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking
selector,
about, right?
Sure. Yep.
Yeah, and doing Blink, when because I always did start out with Blink, with PixInsight. That's what you have a visual view. You're looking visually and critiquing those lights. However, and choosing those lights that you want to utilize. So there's that visual part of it. Then with subframe selector, it would be more, you have to do certain weights and things like that. And
you had to put in a little
parameters.
bit of parameters for whatever you wanted to judge your image on. So you could do it by eccentricity, FWHM, signal to noise, and so on.
Right. So one of the cool things that I liked about APP was the ease of basically eliminating the subframe selector, right? So here under integration, and if I'm using multiple channels, because I'm doing LRGB, instead of going through and putting in all those parameters and everything, you can just simply select, okay, let the computer look at eccentricity, and it also goes by score, and I'll show you that in a second. You can say, all right, I want the best 90% of the lights to stack. And the software would then what prior to when it's doing its registration and normalization, it would give quality scores. So based off of those quality scores, if you started dropping this number down as far as the number of lights you would stack, those lower quality scores would then be eliminated.
You got a quick question in the chat.
Yeah.
Are the graphs on the left each individual sub?
Yes. Yes, it is. It's results per light frame. Yes. It's so here I have my blues, my greens, my luminances, and my reds. And it has different in each of these keys here, the quality scores, which you also see here down at the bottom. You have your quality scores. How these scores are calculated, I honestly don't know. But definitely it would have to deal with eccentricity, such as, you have your star shapes, your star full weight half measure minimums and maximums, the density of your stars, your sky background. It takes in a lot of these, the signal to noise ratio. It takes in a lot of these different pieces I'm sure, to come up with these quality scores. So Here you would have those quality scores and in yellow. So yes, this is all of those light frames. And those are, it gives you these analytical results. So like I mentioned, you could select versus instead of like using subframe selector and have to go through figuring out the parameters and stuff like that, and then choosing and all of that. I could go full 100%, stack them all, or I can go down, like I said, with the slider and choose, say, the best 90%, let the system choose that. And as you can see, if I go under quality score here, if it doesn't make a certain cut or certain quality score grade, those end up getting removed. So as you can see here, if I don't know if I can increase my screen here to make it better, to make it more visible. Maybe if I could bring it up here a little bit. So you have a quality score here of 305, 305.24. So it's going to integrate that. However, just below there are two lights that scored a lower number. So this one's 218 and 177. Now, one thing I want to double check just so I know. Say here's my reference frame, the one that and that's only at a 244. So I believe it comes the system based off of the registration, the registration and the normalization. It comes up with these scores. Then it makes the decision, all right, what's going to be the cutoff based off of that percentage. So the higher the number, the higher those numbers, the better, they'll make that score. So even if I wanted to go down here to 50%, then you can start seeing certain ones drop or down to 28%. So the best of those, of all of those light frames, or if I want to do all of them, there they go. They're all going to integrate.
All right.
So that's another reason why I do like AstroPixel Processor, is because it takes the guesswork out of that for me. And also when it comes to the steps to go through all the pre-processing steps, such as the analyzing the stars, a lot of it is very automatic, because here you can choose, you just set an automatic star density target. Registration, it's done automatically. So, and you can just simply go right to start registration, as well as my normalization. Either I disable it, or a lot of these are already set to certain default levels, such as their modes and methods of normalization, which is like, say, multiply scale and neutralize the background. And all you got to do is just normalize. So a lot of things are already set, and then integration, as I mentioned, a lot of it's automatic. So like the integrate automatic here.
All right, so if we could
It-
just go back a quick second on the
Yeah.
How these subs get qualified as far as what's acceptable and what's not.
Yes.
That's on. I made a kid kind of see it because my screen is really small. I can't make it as big as a YouTube channel. But is that on the right side, or is that something that's in that little blue panel there?
Right here, these are all of my blues. So if I scroll down to my luminance, maybe to make it a little bit easier to see, this is the luminance. All of the
whites.
luminance, all the white. Yeah. So these are all these lights. So that's why they're in the white.
Okay, but what is it?
So yeah,
I guess my question is, what are the qualifications that APP uses to? Is it just
come
one
up with these scores?
qualification that it comes with a whole bunch of things and it gives it a score, or is
it looks at the star full weight half measure.
Okay.
Okay. It looks at the star shape. It looks at all these different things. Your star shapes. It looks at sky background, signal to noise ratio, and noise. It looks at a lot of these different pieces here. The registration, number of stars. It looks at all these different pieces to then set a bar, right? Or set a top score.
Okay.
And then from that top score, or maybe it will then say, all right, if this score is you only want the top 80%, then based off of that score, perhaps that top score is going to then take a look at it and say, all right, based off of this score, quality score, whatever that score is, I don't know exactly what the number they would choose. They would say, all right, based off of this score, I'm going to then eliminate 20% of these.
Because you picked
the 20, the lowest 20%.
Got it. Yeah, it's very similar to the subframe selector.
Yes,
it's very similar. That you can have it set for an entire score based on you use star shape in APP, WPP use eccentricity. So there are different terminologies, but they kind of do the same thing, and there might be a little bit more as far as putting the requirements, because the requirements on eccentricity, in my experience, change for each image train. So the eccentricity for a 80 millimeter refractor is going to be a lot different of a baseline than the eccentricity of an 8-inch Schmidt.
Exactly.
You maybe get a little bit more or less based on your image train. So you may want to think about that. But I mean, I think it's a really good way to kind of dump the, to do, whether you use APP or WPP. It's a good way to get rid of the garbage, even though you may not think it's garbage. It might screw up your image. So it's a good way to kind of dump what you don't need and keep what you do.
Exactly. Yeah. So, like I said, using Blink. So, because I always use Blink for my visual and I do a visual inspection, but then using the quality score and setting, those parameters, or even using the scroll bar here to set my percentage of stacks I want to light, then I can then say, okay, I can tell the computer and I can tell, the software here, all right, I've done my visual inspection. Now let's do the number crunching, or do the, the computations and stuff like that, the things that I can't see, to help me out. So I just wanted to share that as far as when it comes to AstroPixel processor, a little bit, I hope a little clearer reason on why I do like using AstroPixel processor is this reason here, as well as a lot of things are very automatic and automated, that I can just simply start loading in my calibration and my light frames and stuff like that, as well as cosmetic correction. I don't, which is using, which takes a look at say your bad pixels, or eliminates those bad pixels and stuff like that. Here, when it's doing the integration, it's building actually, if I go to the calibration step here, which is when it's building all of the master calibration frames, it is going to also build up the bad pixel map, which is basically the cosmetic correction. And it's going to do that, and you can have it do that automatically for you as well, creating that bad pixel map, which is that cosmetic correction step. Even though it says it right here as well. I don't know why it does that, but you don't even have to select that because it's going to do it all right up there.
Got it.
And it's going to look at the hot pixels as well as the cold pixel percentages and stuff like that. And like I said, it's all done automatically.
Yeah, I just want to tap on something somebody said in the chat.
Yeah.
Just as we go over different software packages, whether it be PixInsight, Sequence Generator Pro, APP, Voyager, SkyX, whatever we decide to go over on any specific night, you got to be careful a little bit. So if you have something that works and you know it, it's good to broaden your horizons and everything, but master something first before you move on to another software and learn something else. You're finding, what do they say it? Jack of all trades, master of none. You don't want to do stuff like I did. I tried to learn 5 different software programs at once, and I never got to learn anything, and all my images sucked because of it. So learn what you're comfortable with first. It's not to say you don't want to see what else is out there, because usually what happens is, just to Eric's point, is that sometimes a combination of many different programs get you the result that you need.
Right.
Some people like Eric, you do this. You go from APP to PixInsight to Photoshop to Lightroom.
Yeah.
I mean, it's there's a lot to it, but you learn one and move on, learn another and move on. So just be careful when you get overwhelmed, because there is a lot of software out there.
There definitely
there's a ton.
is. There's a ton of stuff out there, and like you mentioning, like my process of APP, PixInsight, Photoshop, Lightroom, and it doesn't mean I'm using a heavy amount of all of those, because I don't know all of them. I'm not a master of PixInsight, of course, or I'm not even a true, or Photoshop and Lightroom, but there's certain pieces that I'm familiar with that may work for me on a given image.
Yep.
So I'm only taking a very tiny part of something out of that particular application and utilizing it for what I need.
And just to your point, you stack in APP, you bring in, you're bringing it, because APP, as far as I know, at least up to this point, doesn't have a lot of noise reduction software in there.
No, it does not. No.
So you got to bring it into something else where you could do either like a noise exterminator or something similar, whatever you use. Do some processing in there. Do your post processing in Photoshop and Lightroom, and then put it up there. So maybe even another program. Some people like to actually, convert their photos in another program. So I mean, it's really an interesting way, but it can be very overwhelming when you start spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars on software that you may not even use. So just be wary of that, and talk to your people that do it in your club. Talk to your people that do it online. Get all the information you could do before you consider making that purchase, and find out what you're going to use for your workflow before you sit there and spend $1,000 on a piece of software. That's the only thing I'm saying.
Yeah, exactly. So I just wanted to just call that out really quick before we hopped in to back over here to PI. I wanted to go back and, just correct, my statement, and give that person who asked that question, I hope a more clear answer on why I use APP.
Yep.
So here we are we have our images here. And if you don't remember necessarily what you've done in an image, don't forget, select the image. If you go to History, Explorer, and this is image here, and what I've done. So for right now, I was tinkering around with this. So I'm actually going to go back and go right here and return to what I was originally working on. So once I do my stretch, my screen transfer function, so I can do my initial. Oh, there we go. Come on. There we are. So here we are. It's doing it, screen transformation stretch. And then after SPCC, that's what I've done there. Then to get my color calibrated, then I would use Blur Exterminator for deconvolution. And this also shrinks the stars a little bit, tames them a little bit. So here, I would select the AI version that I want because it's asking for that. So I would select Exterminator 2, which is the AI 2 version. And then I would do my preview and let it, and actually when it stops, I will cancel this, because one thing that I did miss, and so I'm going to step back, is to create a preview, right? I want to create a preview to take a look at the work I'm doing on a smaller scale, because when you do it on a larger scale, like this is doing right now, sometimes it can take a little longer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select a preview, create a preview here, this area, which is actually going to end up being my target area that I'm going to and this is actually the target image here. So, sorry. I did it again. I hate when I do that. I meant to go to the preview. So I would go to the preview, then I would begin to work with Blur Exterminator within here. So let me just do that here. Go to preview. I'm going to scroll this back. Now I can take a look at Blur Exterminator and then begin to take a look at my whenever I make my adjustments and adjust my star halos, how things will look. So let's go ahead and let this just shorten. Go ahead and change here for a second. So here we are. And this is basically, if I have these settings here, this is how it would look within Blur Exterminator. Then if I click the very top button here of the transformed image, that is the before image. There's the after image. And if I wanted to adjust the halos, I would just go down a little smidge, maybe down to 2, and then we can take a quick look-see. And I would just begin to do this and adjust these sliders, these parameters, basically on how much I want to sharpen or how I want to deal with these halos.
Yeah, because
and as you can see here, right here, there's quite a bit of a halo.
Yeah, you seem to have a very large halo in that bright star.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a very bright star with quite a bit of a halo here.
Now which cam? Well, I think it's a 2600. I see it.
This is a 2600.
Well, which filter are you using?
These are the Antlia LRGBs. So this is the RGB set. So this is the Antlia RGBs here.
That didn't do much with the halo, to me.
It didn't do much. So, and then we can just continue here. And I believe, as you go smaller, then I'll go down to minus. Let's see what this. I go to minus 10.
Go drastic, and let's see if there's a big.
You want to go drastic?
Yeah,
let's go drastic,
and just see.
Let's just go to 0.25.
Yeah, that's fine, and just see which way it goes.
Let's see if there's. Yeah, let's see how it goes.
I'm just curious because.
Yeah, and I am too. Yeah, I am too.
Because to me, it looks like it's a a smaller halo in the original image.
Yeah, and maybe also because I'm emphasizing on this preview here, so it's giving me
Could be.
that larger.
Yeah, it could be.
So we'll just let this take and see how what this goes. Okay. See, now let's go switch here. Oh, yeah, sorry. I hit the wrong button.
Turn it off, turn it on. Let's see.
Yeah.
It looks like the star got smaller and the halo got bigger.
Get bigger, right? Which is kind of weird.
You try go plus 0.25 and see.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, because see it here after you definitely see that halo.
Yeah, but look at the size of the star too. Now turn it back off.
Yeah.
See the size of the star.
Turn it off.
So
yeah.
So go plus 0.1, let's say, and see what it works.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not 1%, 0.1.
Let's see a look.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah, let's just see what happens here.
I'm just curious to see what happens there. So
I am too. Now that you brought this up, I am as well. And this is one of the things that we all deal with when it comes to dealing around, having targets that have quite bright, somewhat bright stars, high low magnitude stars, is you deal with these types of halo issues.
Yep.
Okay. So it's still there.
Yep.
But I thought I got rid of it.
All right. That's odd.
Yeah, because I just clicked on it because that's usually shows transformed image.
Yeah, off and on. Yeah.
Yeah, off and on. I didn't make any changes.
Nope. What did you do, Karen? What did you do?
Yeah.
So hold on. Yeah. So go.
Yeah. So
that's on.
So here's original. Here's original.
Okay.
There's and that's the transformed image. Now, again, this may end up being not as pronounced depending on the final image, but still not so crazy about that.
No.
And
sometimes I kind of like the original. Now, I'm curious regarding the options, and I remember Russell saying something regarding the halos that you may want to do correct first, if I remember right. I'm trying to remember. It's been such a long time.
Yeah.
On the bottom 4 options.
Yes.
There was something there. Just roll over correct first and see what it.
So here it says it can correct for limited amounts of motion blur.
That's not it. Maybe
guiding errors.
That's not what I'm looking for.
So that's not necessarily it. It just does an image. Yeah, that same thing. Motion blur.
Yeah. Yeah. Even Tom's saying correct first. Yep. Okay. Yeah. Click on correct first.
Yep. Sure.
And then leave it the same, and it's going to do its own thing again.
It's going to do its own thing.
I'm curious to see.
So we're going through all this stuff together, which I think is a lot of fun for us, to go through these, different modules, these different pieces. And as you can see, I have shortened my list here.
I swear, but by the time we're done with these tutorials, I'm telling you, you're going to end up buying an NVIDIA card.
I probably will. Who knows? You never know. Never know. Because you have to deal with CUDA and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because because CUDA will help things, I'm sure, make things
well, it'll make at least the 3 processes that you use, from Russ. They do run. I mean, my blur exterminator for the whole frame takes about 12 seconds for the whole frame.
That's crazy. That just tells you, about certain,
All right, let's see what we got here.
So here,
Did that do anything? Let's see. All right, so
It-
on. That's
so
on.
it's off.
And that's off.
That's the original.
You know, I'm
So
not
you know
seeing.
what?
I'm not
Sometimes
seeing
it's
a
almost
difference.
Like, do I need it? I can't. I can't
I-
see much of a difference.
And this is blur, right? I think that
Yeah, this is blur.
there needs to be a little bit more fooling around with the sliders on this star.
Yeah.
Because I do see a marked difference in the dark nebula with the blur.
Mhm.
And I believe, if I remember right, let me zoom in on your thing here for a second. I believe adjust sharpen stars. What's the sharpen non-stellar automatic?
Because we can definitely, because if I go, I'm just gonna, I just want to take that, because this is really killing me as far as I really want to emphasize this guy here.
What's that?
That halo. And
you want to emphasize the halo?
Well, yeah, I want to focus more, because we were just talking
okay,
about.
Gotcha.
So
make a smaller preview.
The other preview, the larger preview that I had.
So now that you have correct first on, let's try adjust. Go flat on the adjust star halos. Go flat on that. 0. Oh, yeah, okay. You got something going on. Okay.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and let this run here. And then we can go 0.
Yeah, just give that a shot.
Yeah. So yeah, this is, dealing with this is already getting me to the point where it's like, maybe I should look at getting, like in an RTX.
Yeah.
So let's just go 0.0. And let's let it run. Because as you can see, there's that's a fair halo. And unfortunately, it's and you know what? Sometimes it's just that one halo you end up getting out of everything else, because you don't really see that with a lot of these other, even some of the other stars. It just throws everything else off.
Yeah, see that lowered the star size.
Yeah, just lowered the star size. Yeah.
So lowered the star size. Do it.
I'm just gonna pull the sucker up. And let's just see what more, can we do here? Because sometimes you might decide that maybe this doesn't need blur exterminator, or do I really need it, or is it going to do more harm than good? These are some of the things you want to think about, and maybe sometimes you leave well enough alone. And say, you know what, I can live with that.
And this is the V series, or?
Okay, so here we are. If I go back.
Now the stars are friggin' humongous.
Now they're huge. But you don't have as much of a halo.
well, the halo, the thing is, the halo is still there.
It filled more.
It filled the halo more. So, I mean, I don't know if I'd even want to do that.
Right, exactly.
Because now, I don't know what's going to happen. Once you fill that up, will, like something like Bill Blanchard's star reduction, think that part of the halo is the star and reduce the whole thing? I don't know.
Right. Who knows? But that's a good question. And this is just one of these things where sometimes you got to try different things here and there and just see what happens. And this is why I do like, when it comes to PixInsight, the preview mode, or the be able to select previews and take just small snippets of your image.
That's the Aunt Leah LRGB. Is that the V series, the new ones, or is this the older ones?
I don't think they're the newer ones. Just a sec.
Yeah, you could do that. Absolutely, Tom. He's saying to use StarX, take out the stars and clone stamp the halo out. So I think Eric left us to find the bomb.
Sorry, no, I'm here. Sorry, I wanted to just double check on something here, and I might actually have goofed. I don't think those are the Antlias.
Okay.
I think those are no, I think those are Optolongs, because my Antlias are 1 1/4, so not 2 inches. Darn it.
See, that would make sense to me now.
Yeah,
because I know Antlias, although some dealers out there are saying that they won't accept any returns on Antlias because they're expected to have some halos.
some haloing, right? So I don't think, because I do have the Antlia V Pros, but they're the 1 1/4, and those are actually in my edge.
Different filter wheel. Gotcha.
It's in a different filter wheel. So I apologize. So, and that's another great thing is when you are doing these that I do like, and I kind of like this also with APP does this in a way as well. But with the History Explorer, if you make a goof or anything like that, you make a realization that, hey, something's not right, you can definitely go back. So I killed the RGB here. I killed the preview. And if I go back, I can return back to the original. And what is it that again? Okay, so we went back to the initial state prior to the Spectro. And we're going to go to SPCC, Optolongs. And I'm wondering if it still has my settings here. So, see if it's going to blow up on me or not. No.
Bunk.
Because I thought it was going to blow up because, and do the because the astrometric solution.
The solver.
But
yeah. But it's already been
looks
solved.
Like, so. Yeah. So here we go here. Looks like that piece is done. And what is it again? Is it Control or Shift?
What?
I thought there was a way to get, to remove that.
Yeah, Control.
Yeah. Okay. So let's take another quick preview here. Let's take a look now. Still has it. The halo still hasn't gone away. But, okay. So we'll go ahead and I'll just go ahead and just do the blur exterminator here because we just want to talk more about the workflow. So we'll take a look at this, let this run, and we'll knock out the workflow and we'll just keep moving on. Then we'll move over to noise exterminator. Now, when it comes to noise exterminator, I believe I was told that as far as the settings, and I believe I was told this within some from I don't know if it was Ron who mentioned this or someone else about two different types that you can, two different settings that you can utilize noise exterminator for. So first for your linear or unstretched, and then go to non-linear. There's also an option or setting for non-linear. So here we are. And we can then, if we wanted to, we can just go ahead and just add that here, let it run. And then we're just going to go ahead and move on. Because I think we spent quite a bit of time already just on blur exterminator.
Yeah, no problem. It was good. It's a good process. So sometimes you gotta.
Yeah, and you gotta just, work with it. But I think, yeah, I might actually start getting to that point where I can say, honey, can I have a bump in my allowance? Because I need to get a new video.
I need my $75.
Yeah, I need my $75 now. Can I get my $75 now? And then she'll say, no.
No, you are not getting that.
No, you're not getting it. You're not getting it. No. But my birthday's coming up. Oh, well,
Nope.
I guess you have to,
Tough.
that doesn't tough. You just got an observatory. You're done, mister. So what do we got going on in the chat here as we're talking about this?
I'm playing with Pix Insight, so I apologize about that.
Yeah.
Beatrice is talking. Norm is talking.
Oh, hey, Beatrice is on.
Yep, B came back. She's in the chat. Charlie Ford's there.
Nice. Hey, everybody.
How do you get the @ to work on names? All you got to do is do the @ and then start their names. So if I want to do Norm,
Yeah.
and then the name will pop up, just hit enter twice, and there you go. Norm Hughes. There you go, like that. Let's see.
Beatrice was talking to Charlie that she uses different exposures times for Andromeda. Yeah, Andromeda's out now, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes, it is.
Yeah. Yep. That's what I do a lot too, is short ones for the core and longer ones to grab, especially in HA, to grab, the dust lanes or bring out. Yeah. So,
absolutely.
For sure. Okay, so Norm's imaging Andromeda. Beatrice is also saying for Orion, I also use different exposures. Absolutely. So you want to get the trapezium and everything. You want to have shorter exposures and doing an HDR composition. Okay.
So I just wanted to know if this works. I'm just trying to refresh my memory on this real quick.
Yeah, sure. Because I am looking forward to really having Orion back later. Probably it's going to be out where I can image it much better, probably towards late November, I would say, starting in December. Because I really want to go after and spend some time to try to get the Witch Head and maybe even M78. There's a lot of stuff. Corin, Eric, I plan to buy a gaming laptop to run Pix Insight. How much RAM do you need? Do I need as much as you
could afford?
Yeah. Seriously, as much as you can afford. This is a desktop here, and it's got 128 gig of RAM.
Well,
so I mean, if you can get whatever you just look for the best.
If you're doing processing on that, I think you and I both, Eric, have maxed out our motherboard at 128.
I believe.
I know. I maxed out my motherboard at 128. Now, yes. 64 is more than enough, I think, to kind of do things. But when you're using a laptop and a gaming laptop, you're really at the mercy of the processor there.
Now there are certain gaming laptops, I believe, that also they also have separate GPUs or graphics processing units, even laptops. So you want to maybe take a look at that to see if maybe that laptop has an NVIDIA
card
in it, and see what type that is, and maybe that can also help sway things.
If King for a day and money was no option, right?
Mm-hmm.
Get your laptop for your image acquisition only. Cheap laptop, $500. Just get whatever.
Yeah.
Spend the money on a desktop where you could sit there and use a large calibrated monitor in order to do your processing. Because you know what? unless if you're spending a lot of money on a laptop with like a really sick, display,
Yep.
even a really crazy display on a laptop will not match the best desktop monitor you could get as far as image quality and color calibration is concerned. Because once you start getting into printing these photos or sending them somewhere to be printed, it's more and more important to be your colors to be equal to what you're seeing on the screen to what you're seeing on paper. And the only way to do that is to have a properly calibrated monitor and a good place like Bay Photo or others. I think there's another one in Canada that's really good, in order to make sure that things are the same way that you're seeing it. So spend the money on a desktop, laptop only for acquisition. And even if you get 60, I have a 128 because I run the show. You know what I mean? And I need that to do the show. I need the ability and the speed to do that. So I got a Ryzen 9, which I'm looking to upgrade, and 128 gig of RAM with a 4080 card in it. So it's a pretty tricked out kind of desktop. But not everybody needs that. You don't need all that. If you get a 64 gig of RAM with a decent NVIDIA card and a decent chip, you'll be fine.
You'll be fine. Yeah,
you'll be fine.
Okay, and now we've got here. Now I'm ready to go on to noise reduction. If we want to go ahead and do that right now, here, Dan.
Go ahead.
So I go ahead and I've selected another area of my image here, and I've done another preview just so I can take a look at that one, and then what I'll do is I will launch Noise Exterminator here, and we can also then do a real-time preview of what we have here for noise reduction. And usually the default that I find that the default works fine for me. Do you make any changes yourself when you're using Noise Exterminator? Have you found a different setting other than the usual default?
It really depends on the target. If I start to see that Noise Exterminator is affecting the stars at all, I'll back off a little bit, maybe a little bit on the detail, maybe a little bit on the sharpness, or I may back off a little bit, not a lot. These sliders are very sensitive.
Very sensitive.
And so you only want to do it like you use Warren's rule of halvesies, and that's what I'm saying. So if you think that, start off at like 0.2, and if it's not enough, go to 0.4. If it's too much, then go up to 0.3 and go halves and halves and halves back and forth until you get to something that you feel comfortable with. That's what I would do.
So like, for example, here, I might go to maybe 0.30 and then take a look and see if that makes a difference. And we'll just let it just do its thing here really quick. 4.5. Don't see much of a difference there personally. So I think this would be fine. Having it set just at where I have it set here right now. And I think that would be good for the entire image. So I will go back to the main image. I'm just going to expand that here. And I'll close the preview here. And just go ahead and execute that. Noise Exterminator seems to run a lot faster than Blur Exterminator, because I know Blur Exterminator is doing probably a heck of a lot more crunching to deal with deconvolving and everything versus Noise Exterminator. Just dealing with the noise. So usually what I have started to do, what I've started to do is, for me, when it comes to LRGB and even any type of image really, is that I will start pulling out and the stars, especially with LRGB. And if I'm going to do narrowband, I'm starting to also do RGB stars. So I will go the whole gambit doing narrowband and then spend some time, if I can't, depending on the time, the moon cycle, if I can, I will go RGB and try to grab RGB stars. What, as far as you, Dan, what do you normally try to, because I know with your Bortle skies,
Right.
do you usually just stick with, okay, I'm doing narrowband, and then I'll just do like maybe remove the magenta stars, or pulling out, or going like reverse SCNR to get rid of
the reverse
that?
SCNR is a really great negative green trick.
Yeah.
I only use that in very, very special cases, whereas I've done everything already and I just need a little bit more green extraction if I see a lot of what do you call it, like what is it, the purple kind of violet, if I see
like the magenta style.
magenta, I'm sorry, magenta style, and then I'll do the inverse, drop the SCNR because I've turned the magenta green with the inverse, and then I'll drop like a small SCNR and then reinvert it back, and next thing you know, the green's gone. But it's a very, very final touch up with that. And if I could just show people something really quick, and
if you want me to stop my screen, I can stop sharing.
Because I was playing around with something, and I was trying to remember as you were talking.
Go ahead.
I don't know why all my all my icons moved because I was making fun of Eric the other day. But I mean, give me a second here, and I'm gonna get rid of this. I'm gonna get rid of this, and then I'm gonna share my screen a second, and so you'll excuse the icons for a second. I did this for a reason. So let's just take the HA of this, and I don't know why it went all the way over here, but it went all the way over here. Now let's just say, for example, and this is a little trick that you may want to use, if you find out that a process that you used earlier in your workflow is the one that screwed things up, right?
Mm-hmm.
But all of the concurrent, the ones that come after that, were the same processes, and you don't want to lose those settings because they're right. Okay, there's something called a process container that you could use to save your actions and still delete the one you don't want. So when you do this, and you take a look at the History Explorer here, and right now I have a process container there because I kind of threw it in there. But let's say the dynamic background extraction was screwed up. Let's just say that. And but Blur Exterminator was right, Noise Exterminator was right, and the histogram stretch was right. Okay. So now I could take what's called a process container, right? Go to process container. We'll bring it up, and I'm going to clear this real quick. Hold on a second. Okay, and here's a process container, right? And that's what comes up. So now I want to save all the processes that I did after the dynamic background extension. So I want to save Blur Exterminator. I want to save Noise Exterminator, and I want to save the stretch, right? But my background extraction was screwed up. So I'm going to go back in time to the crop, right? Now we're at the crop, but I want to redo my background extraction, right? So we're just going to go redo my background extraction, my DBE, right? We'll do ABE just for the hell of it because it makes it a little bit easier. So we'll do an ABE, and we'll do target image correction. We're going to do subtraction. We'll leave just everything just for, and we're going to discard the background model and replace the target image just because we want to conserve the history of the image. So we're just going to do the background extraction, and we're going to let it run really quick. And now it's done. Boom. Background extraction is done. If we want to stretch it and take a look at it, that's what it looks like, right? So now I want to apply these to this.
Yep.
I could drag the action right on over, and it'll take a little bit because of what we've done, but it'll run through all of those actions and those settings and apply it to that image. So you don't have to sit there and redo everything, do the settings and all that kind of stuff. But the one thing about this, and there's another way to do it, you could drag each one over, which would be a little bit easier. But if you notice, it'll drag the process container over too. So that's why it's kind of, actually, no, there you go. Now you got the stretched image. Stretches off, everything is done. And when you go back into the History Explorer, you got the auto ABE and the process container right there. If you want to see what's in the process container, there you go.
There it is.
And there's everything. So that's a little quickie trick to kind of, if you know something was screwed up, where it was screwed up, but everything else was fine, you could save the rest of your processes in a process container, drag it on over, and PixInsight will do whatever settings that were set under those processes that you already did. So I just wanted to share that
cool
with everybody.
Excuse me. No, that is a cool trick. I like that. That is a very cool trick.
I can't take credit for that. Again, most of you guys know and girls know that I'm a student of Sean and Ron's. One of them taught me, I forget which one, but that's a way that I was able to save time because I know what works with my images and my image train. So
no, but that's pretty darn cool.
That even a blind squirrel finds a nut, right? Every once in a while. So I mean, just there you go. So that's my 2 cents for tonight. So
no, I like that. No, that was pretty darn cool.
What do they say? Even a broken clock is right twice a day.
Yep. So I did see a comment.
Yep.
From who was it? Regarding Noise Exterminator. About turning it down. Oh, here it is, Tom. Sometimes when you're using Noise Exterminator on a linear image, you need to turn the detail way down or you'll get crazy blotching in the background.
Yeah, I've seen that. And in many occasions, I've actually waited to use Noise Exterminator, even though it's not recommended, to use it on a nonlinear after the stretch.
After the stretch.
Because...
And what do you mean by, Tom? Just real quick. Sorry, Dan. What do you mean by way down?
Like the slider.
Yeah. No. Like all the way down to 0 or down to 0.1, like 0.10, or is there, when you say way down, how far way down are you talking? I'm just curious. But you go, please, Dan, what you were saying.
No, that's fine. 0.05, he just said. So that's pretty darn low. So I mean, you may be able to see a big difference there as well. So
yeah.
All right. So where we at? It's already 10:36.
Wow. Yeah.
This
so
day's
let's
just whipping by.
Yeah. And okay, so I was here in Noise Exterminator, and I was actually looking at the 0.05 suggestion here from Tom.
Okay.
And wanting to see before and after. Details still.
Looks good. It looks good either way. I mean, I wonder what is the default? 0.2, is it?
I think it's 0.15.
0.15?
Yeah, if I go, 0.15.
I think it's really going to depend on your skies and the quality of the image also.
Mm-hmm.
So give 0.15 a shot and see what it does.
Yeah. So here we are at 0.15. And if we go down to 0.5, take a look and see.
Not so much. I think it really depends on also the amount of noise you actually have in the image to begin with.
Right. It may do. Yes. So when we go here, we will go this back to the main image, and we'll go ahead and apply. Head up to the main image. Usually this noise exterminator doesn't take too long. And then when it comes to Star Exterminator, I'll probably move that down and do my stretching and everything. Now, do you do your star? Do you extract stars and then reincorporate stars later, or do you do that more often now yourself? Because a lot of people I'm seeing, or at least hearing about, they'll pull out their stars, they'll go starless, and then they will work on the stars separately and then bring them back in.
I pull the stars out as early as I can, so I don't screw them up, because I will. So I pull them out as early as I can. So probably just after Noise Exterminator, I will pull the stars out.
Stars out, yeah.
And then after that, I would work on them as two separate images.
Sure.
And then I would work on the stars, get the color, keep the noise down, keep all that, concentrate on the nebula or galaxy, whichever that may be. Then work on that and work on the background and the details of the object as well. And then I would reincorporate the stars after I'm happy with it, and then do a final stretch and be done.
Okay. So here we have Star Exterminator. And this is normal. Now you want to create a star image. And do you normally also unscreen your stars?
Yes.
Yeah. So we can go ahead and do that here. And execute this. So it can create that star image as well as, going starless. So we'll let it go ahead and do that. And then same thing. Then I'll go into my histogram transformation and start the stretch on the two separate images. So we got going on over here. Few chat, talk amongst themselves. Yeah, you can definitely run it as much as you need. As far as you're referring to noise exterminator.
Yep.
So we'll just
running the
starless. Continue running. Yeah.
You could probably email me the picture and I could run it and send it back to you by the time you're done.
I know, right? Thank you.
I'm just playing.
Much obliged.
I'm just playing.
Much obliged. Oh, sorry. Yeah, with the you and your NVIDIA card, whatever.
Hey, listen, it's definitely.
Hey, I guess it's showing, to say, hey, there are some things here that you might want to consider.
Let's see if I'm going to pull up and I don't have as many stars, and I'm going to share my screen real quick.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. While
Um,
this is going, that's totally cool. So
and
I'll stop sharing.
so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna run, and I don't know if I downloaded it. Did I download it? Yeah, I did. Star Exterminator, right? And here it is. And unscreen stars, and we'll just run it on the picture that I have. And wait for it. Wait for it. You still running over there, right? Did you get finished yet?
Yeah. Let me take a look. See here. Let me just take a quick look. No, it's at 70%. I'm almost there.
Okay, I am actually 98%, and I am finished.
Yeah.
So
You're finished.
You know, so just again, it's not apples to apples because you had a lot more stars, but just to give you an example of, you know, that was mine took 16 seconds on this image, and I got a starless image, and there's the stars right there.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, it really does show the speed at which the NVIDIA actually helps you. She helps you.